Hi everyone, this is Chris. I'm going to share with you today a little video game that I generated in about 7 or 8 minutes using Claude AI. It's a large language model out there that many of you may not know about. The impetus of this video actually comes from This Day in AI. It's a great podcast by a couple of engineers, Michael and Chris Sharkey, and they've often said in their show that, most people know about ChatGPT these days and the power that it has. But there are other powerful models out there that, if you're not an enthusiast, you really may not be aware of. And I happened to see that this morning. A friend of mine is coding a game, and he's using ChatGPT. And I told him about Claude, and he's like, yeah, I don't know what that is. And so I'm going to show you my workflow and how I built this quick little game with several commands, and you'll see how it works. This is all free. You can go to claude.ai yourself and run this same kind of code. The cool part is the tooling that they're starting to add around this technology as well. So the first thing I did was I just said, hey, generate, this is my first prompt, generate an HTML and JavaScript game to help a child with ADHD practice keeping their attention focused. Now, I don't really know that this is an ADHD game, okay? It does help you to play and stay focused. But it generated code, which I'll show you in just a minute, that basically has all the stars. It had an end message, the score, the time, the little yellow bar at the bottom is there, and the animated stars just start falling down, as you can see here when I restart the game. So what it couldn't do was move the space bar around and had some of the other commands. So I play the game, make a change. That's why it took as long as it did. The next command I gave it was make the rectangle move left and right when I press the right and arrow keys, which it does, left and right arrow keys. So it does that, and that was great, and it'd give me little points for basically catching the stars. And then I said, okay, make sure I can restart the game when I press the space bar because it ended and I couldn't restart it. So it revised the code, and I was able to simulate it right here in the preview window. And I said, make the stars explode when the little basket collides with them, because it calls it a basket. When it makes changes, it explains what it does, which is really great if you're trying to learn how to code too, which is pretty common with these models. They'll all do that. And then I said, you know what, it had these big, large circles. I said, hey, those are too distracting. Just make them thin outlines. And so it made black ones, which I eventually had it changed to white. But the end message wasn't great. It said, hey, game over, press the space bar to start again. Not bad, but I asked it, I said, hey, can you change it to say you did so well, and then how many stars you caught. In fact, it caught my typo, it fixed that, and it did the appropriate thing by putting how many stars I caught during the period. So that's super cool, and I come over here and hit the space bar and keep going. And there's where I changed the collision circles to white. So in preparation for this video, I tried to change the stars to rainbows, and that worked fine. But I honestly didn't do a good job recording the video, so I had to start over. And this is what I thought was neat. This is what I'm sharing with you. I said, hey, go back to using the stars, please. It did. It just reverted the changes, which is the exact thing that you want to have happen. So anyway, I'll jump down to the bottom. I'm going to do something live with you now. I'm going to say, replace, if I can type, replace the stars with small or tiny rainbows. Okay, so it's going to do that. Now I just forgot, but what it'll do is it'll finish playing the game here. It's going to update all the code, and it flips over to the code interface, and it's pouring in all the code with those changes. So remember, this is, again, it's JavaScript and HTML, but these models can work in a bunch of different languages too. The cool part with it being JavaScript and HTML is it will preview it for you right here in the browser, since, of course, browsers can natively read HTML and JavaScript. But you can also copy the code, and you can also download it. And there's a way to publish it if you want to share it with, say the public. And so there we are. With one line of change, I've come in here, and now I've got rainbows that I'm catching instead of the stars originally. So this is free. You can go to Claude AI, make an account, and do all this stuff for free. If you use it a whole lot and they see that you're getting a lot of value, then you'll eventually be asked to pay or just to wait your turn in line, which is fine. They've got some real value here, and I do use it a lot for another project. So I just started paying for the pro version this morning, but you can get access to all this for free. Anyhow, if you haven't heard of Claude, visit Claude AI, try it out. It's real user friendly, and you can learn. If you don't know how to deal with certain languages, you can learn, but you can also try concept ideas like this as well while you're developing your own applications. Good luck.